Welcome to today's edition of 3 Minute Halacha. We continue discussing the question of milaben, which is cleaning garments. And one of the issues of milaben is soaking the garment. That when you soak a garment, it's a form of cleaning it. But what happens if your garment becomes soaked? For example, if you're walking on Shabbat and you get caught in the rain, would you be allowed to hang up your garment to dry on Shabbat? In that kind of case, the issue we have to deal with is a situation of maritayin, of the way people would perceive the action. And so if you'd be hanging up your garment that got all wet in the rain on your clothesline in a normal fashion, that would be a prohibition of maritayin, and therefore you would not be able to dry your clothing that way. However, if it's something to be done in an unusual way, a way that normally garments are not dried out, then it should be permitted. And this is based on a Mishnah Berurah in Siman Shin Aleph 301, Siv Katan Kuf Ayin 170, that as long as the way you're trying to dry out your garment is different and would not be misperceived as if you had done laundry on Shabbat and were now drying it, that it should be permitted. This, in fact, is extended one step further by the Chaye Adam in Klal Chafbet 22, Seif Zayin. And there we discuss the possibility of clothing that are normally not dried in such a fashion. The extension of this would be nowadays, when people have clothing that are normally dry cleaned, for example, a suit or a good dress that normally would not be just washed, that if a person was caught in the rain and their suit became soaked, that they would be able to hang up their suit to dry in a relatively normal fashion on a hanger in a laundry room or some other place, because in that situation, no one would mistake that they had washed their suit and was leaving it out to dry now, but would understand that it was a result of the rainstorm in which they were caught. A similar position is taught as well in the Sefer Kitzur Hilchot Shabbat, and also would apply as well if it was being done in unusual fashion. So, for example, if clothing was hung on a hook, which is not the normal way to dry clothing. You get caught in the rain, unfortunately. It's not a question of shriya, of soaking, but it is a question of maridayin and what the best way is to dry off your clothing.